Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, the midweek show, and today we have an episode with maybe the hottest summer topic we'll have. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Thank you guys very much for joining us today. We are excited to have you listening. This is brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake. In California, we have Trevor, and behind the desk, producer BBD. We just wrapped up an interview with Trevor Story. That's what this episode is going to be about. We're excited. The midweek episode, we said it's going to be voicemails. It's going to be we each get one topic. It's going to be interviews sometimes. This week it's an interview, and it was a big one. Like I said in the intro, I think his trade destination or trade deal might be the biggest story of the summer, and I'm excited to get there. We asked him about that a little bit, so you'll hear it. Jake, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We, there's obviously a couple obvious questions we kind of had to throw out. Trevor, we'll call him Trevor number one, Trevor number one's way, and we did that, and he was great, man. I mean, we got the silly side going. Man, basically a Chili's ad in the middle that had everyone laughing pretty hard. But it was great, man. And dude, go. If you're not as familiar with Trevor Story, check out the baseball ref because this dude's special.
Trevor, how did it feel to have another Trevor on the show?
Mm-hmm. It's great. It doesn't bother me at all, especially a stud like that. I mean, you guys brought up a lot of interesting facts about the height and weight and the athleticism. And then we were talking about this before we started recording this intro right here. I think if you're a GM or an owner and you listen to this interview, you are going to want this guy on your freaking team, and you're going to be backing up the Brinks truck to get him. I love his demeanor. I love the way he kind of views himself. I love the way he views the game of baseball. I think everything you could want in a leader for your team, it seems to me like he has that in spades. So, I mean, it opened my eyes to just kind of like the kind of person and player he is.
Yeah.
So good for us. We did a great job.
Thank you, us.
Yeah, and thank you to some patrons that wrote in questions. Let's get straight to the interview. It's brought to you by Manscaped. Wow, you got Bush? Feeling grizzly? Yeah, trim it up. They got the new Lawnmower 4.0, waterproof cordless body trimmer, a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your grooming routine. With the perfect package or performance package purchase, you get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag and the patented high performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers. Those are actually really, really comfortable. You guys wear them on the reg. You stole all mine.
I do.
In the mix.
Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Talkin at manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Talkin at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code Talkin. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Baseball!
We are joined by, we normally have a Trevor, we normally have a Story. Today we have Trevor Story, shortstop for your Colorado Rockies. Trevor, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just hanging out. Thought I'd hop on here with you guys and talk some baseball.
I love it.
Hell yes.
Yeah, we got Plouffe is Trevor, and Jake's last name is Story Alley. He thinks his family told stories in alleys, and that's kind of where it landed. So, yeah, Jake's Story. I didn't realize we had a combination of names here. That's awesome.
I one time got invited on a Rockies podcast, and my internet name when we were just getting started was Jake Story, and they were like, "So any chance you're related?" And I was like, "Oh no,
I have no
different gifts, different gifts athletically." How you doing, man? What's good?
Doing good, man. Got rained out last night, so taking it easy this morning. We got a doubleheader tomorrow, but yeah, man, trying to battle this Denver weather.
How much does a double header cancel the double off day?
It does, man. It's just tough because you're not expecting it, right? So like you can kind of plan for an off day and do, kind of set up what you want to do, but when that surprise off night hits you, kind of throws you for a loop a little bit.
Is there a normal off day routine? Like, you're usually not jumping on a podcast and chatting with us, but we'll do it if you want to just fill that in all your off days. We're ready for you. Is there usually a routine? Do you go see the sites, check out cities, try new restaurants? Or are you just kind of, gaming in the hotel all day?
Usually, in a normal world, love to go to the movies, man. That's like my thing. On an off day, me and my wife go to the movies. Doesn't really matter if it's a movie we want to see or not, but we'll check that out and usually get a nice dinner somewhere, whether we go to a steakhouse or get something, bring it back home.
Is there like a genre battle between you and the missus? Like, my wife loves horror and like slapstick comedy, and I'm like, want to dive into a nice drama or a thriller or something. Do you guys enjoy the same genre?
Yeah. She's easy, man. She goes for everything. It's my pick pretty much every time. We're both kind of just going for the popcorn and maybe a little Coke on the side, but that's mainly the gig for us.
Is it just popcorn? Or are we doing sweets? Because my movie theater snack is Red Vines. I'm kind of a boomer, so I like the old school candy like that. Red Vines is mine. Do you have another treat besides the popcorn?
Dude, I've been on so I love chocolate, love dark chocolate. Been on these like acai blueberry little things. But dude, those have been our go-to for the movies. We'll kind of sneak them in. But yeah, that's my go-to for sure.
I love it. I'm just remembering that I made a video now. I just remember this now. I'm looking at two Trevors in front of me. I made a video, I don't know if you saw it or not, on all the Trevors that are currently in baseball. You're the only hitter with the first name Trevor. Every other Trevor in baseball since Plouffe retired is a pitcher. There's like 15 of those versus you. I made a video on you versus them. And all the Trevors on the mound kind of get the best of you in your career. Are you aware of this? Sorry to do this from the start. I just remembered, like, the Trevor pitchers really come at you hard when you're in the box.
Dude, yeah, it's serious. I honestly didn't know until I saw your video like that. And I was like, man, I need to step it up against these guys. But yeah, dude, I guess they get the best of me. I know Bauer has so far. And like you said, there's 15 other Trevors, but man, it's been rough for Trevor Story against the other Trevors.
Damn, man. You had to go there?
I just got remembered. I mean,
I'm
rooting for him. I mean, Plouffe shouldn't have retired. He's the lone position player Trevor right now.
Get it loose, Plouffe.
I doubt I was any better against the Trevors. I remember Bauer always had my number. I'd always get to like a good hitter's count against him, and then he'd spin some stupid cutter up there, and I'd pop it up or something like that. It's about how my bats went against him.
You left me out, man. You left me out to dry. I'm the last position player standing, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not making a comeback because I was terrible when I played, and I'm very terrible now. Can I wait? We're talking bad now. I want to pump you up a little bit.
Up.
Let me go up. We're going up. Okay. This is our first question about baseball, and yes, I have my batting gloves on right now.
I noticed that.
You got me. You got me
that.
fired up when you came on. I got fired up. I want to ask you. You come up, you make your debut in 2016. What the hell was going on in your head during the first week of your big league career? 9 for 27, 7 homers, homer in each of the first 4 games. Like, what kind of confidence does that build? I remember my debut. It didn't feel like that at all. Like, what did you think that this was just going to continue for the rest of your career? And it kind of has. Like, did you just find that confidence and kept it?
That definitely boosted my confidence, coming into that spring, I felt like I was ready and I knew I could play there. And, I was battling for the spot in spring and had a really good spring. So that helped me too. I kind of just rode that good feeling into the start of the season and, open up in Arizona and, the 2 homers on opening night, I was just so like caught off guard, man. Like I I hit home runs in the minor leagues, but, I think I hit 20 a couple times, 2 different years. But, I was always hitting doubles and like line drives was my game. And, you always hear about, those doubles will turn into home runs. And I guess that's what happened, man, because that first week I was just really, I was very confident in myself, obviously, but I was like, I don't know, like, there's no way I can keep this pace up because, I think I had a good perspective on it at the time. And I remember thinking, being with my wife and my family, I was like, I remember kind of stepping back and be like, I think this is pretty special. So we need to kind of soak this in a little bit.
That's good.
It
man.
was special. My goodness.
Plouffe, I don't think your debut felt like that because your first 7 games you went 3 for 23. So I think that's why the emotion felt a little different. And hey, still better than my debut.
Well, we're waiting on that.
Yeah, we'll see. Trevor, I want to talk to you, man, because I lived in Denver for like 3 years, loved it out there, man. The Coors Field experience is one of the best. You got the mountains in the background. There's the bars in right field. I love it, and it's a passionate sports town. They love their ponies. I mean, the Broncos kind of rule it, but Rocks, Avs, Nuggets, they're still in the blender there, and everybody loves them. Our midweek episodes, we normally do recaps of the series on the bookends, and then midweeks we kind of find some topics. I get passionate about the Rockies, man. I loved it out there, and I think there's some fun to be had with the Coors effect, and we're still learning about it, and it evolves over time. So I kind of wanted to hear your whole experience with that, because, I mean, I can sit here and talk and say, like, when they go on the road, fastballs actually look different. But, like, what was your actual experience with that, and how has that changed through the years?
Yeah, man, it's been, I think the biggest thing that I can say to that is just the way your body recovers and the way you feel on a daily basis, I think is where the biggest jump comes from. Obviously being at home, in Denver, the elevation, you got to hydrate like crazy, man.
Hey, and speaking of being hydrated, go to drinkhydrant.com/baseball or enter our promo code baseball at checkout for 20% off your first order. Or you can subscribe and save 30% off your first subscription order. I love that football chart that college coach did at one point where he had, right over the urinals, he had the color of your pee. And if it was too dark, it just said bad teammate.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of think of that, but not bad teammate. I just think like bad person, like I'm not taking care of myself. Jake and I are super into drinking a lot of water and peeing all the time and staying hydrated. They sent us over this stuff. Trev, you got a package as well. It's, a little package. You pour them into the water, makes your water taste good, rehydrates you.
I'm hydrated as hell right now.
Oh, yeah, pee right now.
Yeah.
I don't think hell is that hydrated.
You never been, Trev, and you never will be.
Yeah.
You're just so nice.
Thank you.
So,
It's actually their number one sale down there is hydration. It's so hot.
yes. Hydrant is a refreshing drink mix powder made with 4 key electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. It's made with real fruit juice powder and no artificial sweeteners or synthetic colors.
Yes.
No nonsense. All science. They also have Hydrant Sleep, and it's a new bedtime mix carefully formulated to promote restful sleep and hydration. Hydrant Sleep includes melatonin, magnesium, L-theanine, GABA, and chamomile to promote restful, high-quality sleep. Plus, it's backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't love it, send it back for a full refund. So we've got a special deal for our listeners to save 20% off your first order, or subscribe and save 30% off your first subscription order. Go to drinkhydrant.com/baseball or enter a promo code baseball at checkout. That's drinkhydrant.com/baseball. Enter promo code baseball for 20% off your first order. Back to the interview.
You got to hydrate like crazy, man. And if you don't, like, all these soft tissue things will pop up, and, just a lot of injuries and soreness pops up if you're really not taking care of yourself and, eating the right things, drinking a ton of water. That's like my biggest thing, dude, is trying to be as hydrated as I can. And, going from the road to to back home, it's kind of just playing that battle, with your body. On the road, you feel really good. You wake up, you don't feel as achy or as sore from the game before. And at home, it's the opposite, you feel every slide or every dive that you make. And, I think as far as, the way the balls act out of the pitcher's hand, in my experience, it's been, I think like the elite guys, they're always elite. They're always, spinning. Everything's going to act the same in my eyes, just from my experience. And I think maybe if it's kind of a sloppier slider or a slider that is not spinning at the rate of an elite pitcher, then it might stay up or it might back up, work back towards me a little bit. So that's the best way I describe it. And I think just more so the way your body feels at home as opposed to on the road is the biggest thing.
We talk about the Coors effects, and usually people say, oh, he's benefiting from playing at Coors all this time. But when I started to read articles about it and doing this podcast, we do that a ton. It's got to be crazy to have that experience at home where you're saying, a lot of these sliders will back up or they're not going to break as much. And then you go on the road and it's completely different. And those sliders are going to bite and they are going to act like they're supposed to act. Like, I got to imagine that's difficult to make that adjustment, on day one on the road or day two on the road. Do you guys game plan for that? Like pregame, are you getting the machine out there and spinning breaking balls to prepare for that?
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. We, on the road, you try to get a lot more machine work in the cage, whether it's in the cage or out on the field. Obviously out on the field would be more ideal, but just, for me, I don't even swing at it all the time either.
Yes.
I'll get in there and I'll see the breaker, just track it with my eyes and, try to just get an overall feel of how that pitch is moving, whether in San Diego or LA. Sometimes it's a little different, and just play games with myself, try to see the breaker up, the one that I want to swing at, and then, have our coaches kind of move it down to where the one that is just down, the one I want to take, and kind of just play that game in my mind and, kind of give a verbal on like a yes that I want to swing at that one or a no. And I think that has been the thing. And I've just started doing that everywhere we go now. So that I can because it's just good practice for me being able to swing at the pitches I want to swing at.
Yeah. Dahl came on last year and he told us a little bit about that. And as we've gone, I think the baseball world is starting to rid themselves of just that narrative of like, oh, the road numbers are worth more or the home numbers are worth less at Colorado and meet in the middle. It's like, oh, it actually makes hitting on the road harder than it makes hitting at home easier, which is awesome. And I think with a bunch of Rockies players, LeMahieu and now Nolan leaving and performing, does that, like, when you see people saying that when DJ leaves and they're like, oh, well, he just benefited, are you just laughing and like that dude will hit anywhere?
Yeah. Yeah. More than anybody, I think DJ is the guy. I was looking forward to seeing, what he's going to do, just because I knew, I know what the kind of hitter he is, and it doesn't matter where you're at, man. Hitters are going to hit, and they're going to find ways to get their knocks and drive the ball. So, and I mean, you see what DJ has done in New York, the past couple of years it's been amazing, man, and more damage than he did at Coors, I think.
He's liking that short porch he popped two the other day off of Patrick Corbin. We were joking. Jake's sister actually ran into a theory that she thinks DJ doesn't like playing first base that much because too many people try to talk to him. So you shared an infield with him. How many words you think you're getting out of him during the course of a game?
Oh, dude. I mean, you're getting 5 maybe, and it's probably just, all of those are communication type things that we have to talk about. So, I mean, that prediction about him playing first might not be too far off.
It was my sister, I mean, it sucks. We've kind of been at this for 3 years now, and my sister just casually texted me one day, and she's like, pretty sure DJ hates first because people try to talk to him. And I was like, God damn it. Analytics be damned. She's got it.
Yeah.
We have to mix in our Yankees bias a little bit. We've seen an influx of Rockies come in the past couple years. We've seen Otto, DJ, Canely, Tulo came through. Are any of those guys, were they your dudes on the team? Or are you stay in touch with any of those guys?
For sure. Yeah, DJ is one of my close friends. Stay in touch with him all the time. Ottavino, we keep up with each other. I know we had a little text exchange when we came through there, and I think it was 19, and we got to face each other, so that was fun. And yeah, man, you get close to these guys, especially, we all kind of grew up in that Rocky system. But yeah, DJ and Otto for sure. And Talkman as well.
Oh
too.
Yeah, Mikey T.
Yeah.
Mikey T.
We kind of came up grew up in the minor leagues together, played I think 3 or 4 different stops together, and so that was cool to see the success that he had, man. And I think he's got a pretty good opportunity in San Fran right now too.
Yeah, man, Mikey T was a lot of fun with the Yankees. He kind of had a weird shoulder thing last year, but man, when that guy's been healthy, he was a ton of fun, and I think he might do big things in San Fran. We've seen a lot of guys kind of renaissance over there. Do you have any cheese on any of those guys? I mean, we can feed it to our Yankees fans a little bit. Obviously, they always want anything on DJ. I think behind the scenes, all we have is like he's obviously a crazy competitor. I think peak pandemic, he was like he made a hockey net in his living room and he was just ripping shots or something. So if you got anything like that, we're more than open to it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, those are it, man. He's the Michigan guy, he loves hockey. He's like out there freaking, playing pickup hockey games and doing his thing, just trying to find ways to compete, I guess. And yeah, man, he's really similar to the guy that you see on the field, just very, very quiet, very stoic. Just has that quiet intensity about him too, which is pretty sweet. And he loves hoops too. He loves basketball. He can play some hoops, man. He's
love to see that.
Sneaky athletic out there. So we've had some good shooting battles at his house, and but yeah, man, he's very similar to the person that you see on the field.
I love it. We got some stats here on you. We got a little spreadsheet comparing you and Adrian Peterson. So this is, you both the same height, same weight, same vertical jump, same 10-yard sprint. So, our notes just say built like an NFL running back. Is this something you're aware of, you take pride in? And the second part of the question that Trev stumbled into is, you grew up in Texas, built like a running back. You quit the high school football team or stopped playing football to pursue baseball, I'm guessing. How did the coach, did the boosters, did you get chased down? Like, was that like a big deal in town?
So a little bit, yeah. I liked football. I can't say I loved it, because I didn't like getting hit, man. It was just so taxing, I guess. It's obvious that that's the most physical sport, but I loved like trying to make people miss, in the open field and doing that thing. And honestly, I wanted to be a wide receiver or a running back, but our high school coaches knew that I had a good arm, so they would always kind of force me to play quarterback. And I was, I didn't love that. I liked throwing the ball, but I liked getting out and trying to like use my athleticism and make people miss and make sick catches and stuff like that. But, I kind of called my own shot in sophomore year, and it was a quarterback keeper and dude, the pass protection got mixed up, and they thought it was a pass, and I'm running it, and I just get like pulverized straight into the ground, and I break my collarbone.
Oh shit!
After that, dude, I was like, that's it, you know. I'm going to straight baseball now, and
that's a good choice.
You know, worked out pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Damn. God.
All right,
So the coaches were kind of mad about
it. This question's for me and only me, so like
everyone else
ask you
tune
this.
out.
All right.
Get out of here, everybody else. You've been a shortstop your entire life, right?
Yep.
How much pride do you take in being able to stay at that position? Because everybody is good at baseball, plays shortstop as long as they can. You play shortstop until you can't play it anymore, and you've been able to do it your entire career. How much pride do you take in that?
A lot, man. It's shortstop is a very demanding position, as you know, and I do take a lot of pride in it, especially defensively. I think a lot of teams, the good teams have a really good defensive shortstop, and I feel like it's something that I put a lot of work into, and it's really all about the fundamentals, man. And it's something that I want to do for a long time. As long as I play, I want to play shortstop, and that there's a lot of people that help me with that. My trainers, the people helping me getting the right food in my body so that I can have longevity here. And, it's certainly something that I do take a lot of pride in. And, shortstop is supposed to be the kind of the captain at the infield. And so I do take a lot of pride in that for sure.
Okay. Following that up, what do you feel about the shift? How do you feel about the shift when you have to move out of your position and kind of they're telling you where to play because that's where the ball is going to be hit? Do you like that? Or are you like a Francisco Lindor who's like, man, I just want to play short so I can go make a play?
Yeah. I'm kind of in both sides of that. I really obviously love staying around the shortstop area. Because that's where all my instincts are. I really like to use my instincts and just kind of feel where a hitter is going to hit the ball and kind of just go off of that. But I understand that if it's a big lefty and this guy's pulling the ball at a crazy rate on the ground, then it kind of makes sense to go over there. And from an offensive standpoint, obviously it's not great. You don't love it as a hitter, but yeah, man, as a defensive shortstop, I try, I don't want to be ignorant to the numbers that are so blatant in your face that this is where you should play or have more guys over on this side. But, I think, obviously it hurts offense a lot.
Yeah.
Well, your spray chart is all over the place. Like, I would guess you don't get shifted a lot. I was wondering if you ever stepped in the box and the team did a weird shift on you. Like, do you laugh at them or does it get in your head a little and you're like, wait, what do they know?
No, I definitely try to notice it. Sometimes you're pretty locked in and you don't notice where the infielders are playing you, but it's been about the same for me the past 2 years. The second baseman pretty much goes right behind second base. And dude, there's been countless times I've just hit like a bullet up the middle and he's just chilling right there and gets me out. But there's a lot of times too where, I've tried to, I literally just try to hit the ball to second, where the second base would be playing, like straight up second base. And I've got some cheap hits like that, just like some, 20 hoppers through right where second base would be playing. So, it took some time for me to try to learn how to do that, but it's something that, with today's game and the talent of these pitchers, sometimes you just got to try to take that.
I love that. I love that you do that, man. That's a hitter. You're a baseball player. And a lot of times now we're only gauging guys on, extra base hits and, obviously you want to hit the ball hard. So exit velo is very important, but there are some times, like you just said, you got to buckle down and try to punch one to second base when nobody's there. You got to get the job done. And I think a lot of times people, especially fans who are very analytically driven, forget that part of the game. And I love, you're a slugger, dude. I love to hear you say sometimes you're just trying to do something for the team, hit one to second base. I love that.
Thanks. Yeah, it's tough because you got to take your pride out of it, right? And so it's like, obviously I identify, myself, and I want to be a slugger, but I try to think of myself as a hitter first. And I think Chuck Nasty's taught me a lot about that, since coming up and kind of growing in the big leagues. He's taught me a lot, and he's really good at that too. So yeah.
I wanna jump back because I found it really relatable because the high school football coaches also begged me to play quarterback, and I was just like, no, I can't do it, coach. Like I got baseball. No, 5'7", they didn't want me back there. But
your mom wouldn't allow you to play football.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's a fact. That's a fact. She was afraid I would get hurt. Thanks, Mom. She was kind of right.
She knew you would get hurt.
She was kind of right. No, I actually, Plouffe mentioned a name before that, I'm sure you heard a lot about. Frankie Lindor. He went over to the Mets. He was, this shortstop free agency class that, I'm sure you've heard enough about. He, he goes over to the Mets. He gets the payday. Do you just get the article and send a link to the Rockies front office and say like, hey, do you guys see this? Or, what? I know it's kind of a weird question to a degree, but like, do you see that and you're excited? You're obviously excited for Frankie, but I mean that means something to you too.
Yeah, no doubt. First off, excited for Frankie for sure, because he deserves every bit of that. And we've gotten to know him a little bit, just talking to him and talking shop, talking baseball. So that's been cool, and it's been cool to kind of get to know him a little bit through that. And so super pumped for him for that. But yeah, man, it's always good, given kind of both our circumstances, kind of, we're running through this thing at the same time. And, we have a similar type, career that we've put together these last 5 years. And so obviously, yeah, I look at that and it gets me excited for sure.
Yes.
Are you paying attention like to the, obviously there's tons of trade rumors and trade talk and everything. Are you interested? Do you keep in touch? Are you asking the Rockies like, hey, if you're in talks, please let me know? Or would you rather just like put the do not disturb sign up and let me know when and where I need to be?
Yeah, I just put the blinders on, man. I really tried. We knew that this could be a possibility coming into the season. And, we're really just trying to make our goal be as present as we can each day. I know it sounds pretty cliche, but, today I'm playing baseball, and today I want to try to be the best that I can. So, at the end of the day, I can't control, any of that stuff. If I do get traded, then we'll deal with it then. But it is certainly something that I put the do not disturb on, and pretty much just told my agent, hey, if I don't want to hear any rumblings or any type of gossip. If something's happening, something's going down, let me know, and then we'll go from there. But I don't want to hear anything other than if something's happening.
They're gonna have a tall task, I think, in July. Might need to get some big blinders.
Yeah, and that's not a cliche answer. That's the right answer. I mean, you're being truthful. You're focusing on your job, because guess what? You focusing on your job for the last 6 years has put you in the position. So don't worry about being cliche with that one. That's the right answer.
Yeah, appreciate that.
What's I mentioned before, I'm a Denver guy. What's your Denver spots? I mean, we're heading out there for the All-Star game. I was kind of over by the mall, country club area for a little bit, YouTube money, whatever. Where are your spots?
Yeah, man, same spots.
Okay.
Down here at Cherry Creek. We love Matsuhisa.
Yeah.
For some sushi. That's really good.
Okay.
Similar to a Nobu type restaurant. the true foods, the flour chow, the healthy go-tos there, they're all really close right here. So yeah, man, those are, other than that, Chef Tyler at the field kind of kills it. So there's not many meals I have outside of that, but those are probably the three that we go to.
Have you given up on Chili's? Because I did do a deep dive into your social, and about a week before you made your historic debut, you took your now wife for your 5-year anniversary to Chili's. Is Chili's out the window now? Are we done with it? The ones?
She's over here laughing at me, man. It's been a while. I can't lie. It's been a while since we had some Chili's in our life, but we love it, man.
Maybe tonight.
Split an app sampler, have a good time. Yeah. Used to be mine and Jake's college dates.
Yeah. We grew up on it, man. So it's one of those nostalgia things for us, and but it's been wow, can't lie.
One time in college, the local Chili's put out we're gonna have a foosball competition, and the winning team gets a free meal, and Jake and I had a foosball table in our college house, and we were like, oh my God, dude, finally we get to prove our skill set here. And we rolled up to the Chili's ready to take on all the locals in foosball, and we were the only 2 people that showed up. So no one else showed up. So we looked at the manager and we're like, dude, you got to give us a free meal. We won. And we did. And that was probably the most pathetic night of our college life.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Didn't even have drinks. Didn't even get to play a game.
Yeah.
Got a free App Sam.
Not a ton of sex that night for us. I got one more thing. We do our Patreon people that help us out. They submitted some questions, so we'll get to those in a minute. I had a question. You talked about maintaining your body, and it all ties into being able to keep up at shortstop and all that. You led the NL in steals last year. I mean, is that with time in the league? I mean, have you figured out some more tips, tricks, and codes? Because if you got the same speed, is it just knowing pitchers better and some different scouting reports, or what ties into that?
Yeah, experience is huge with stealing bases, and I think once I kind of embraced the mindset of being aggressive and not caring if I get thrown out, that's when I think it kind of took off for me, because you can't have any type of timidness, when it comes to stealing bases, because you just talk yourself into not going or getting a bad jump. And obviously every offseason, my goal, one of the goals is to get faster, get quicker, first step, all those things, being more efficient that way. And I think those have helped too. And, credit to my trainer back home. So experience is huge, no doubt. And there's a lot of patterns out there that are there for the taking, and you just kind of got to do your homework on it.
Yeah, I mean, in September 6th through 8th last year, you stole 4 bags in 3 consecutive games. How many of those were in a row? Every time you got on base, you were just stealing. Should have checked before I looked at it, but it looks like I mean, you stole 4 in 3 games. How many times were you on base and you didn't steal in that stretch? Had to be
4 each game?
No, he stole 2 the first game, and then the next game he stole 1. Next game he stole 1. But I'm saying it's not like you were on base after every single at bat, or maybe you were, and you're having just a hell of a time out there.
No, I don't think it was consecutively, but I think it just kind of lined up to where you kind of identify the guys. You identify your guys that you're going to take a chance on, and those guys kind of lined up perfectly for me. And I was no hesitation, man. It was time to go.
Love that.
I love looking at splits and first pitch swingers and stuff like that. We had Delman Young on, who loves swinging at the first pitch. You swing at the first pitch 30% of the time in your at bats, but when you do, you absolutely crush it. You have a 444 batting average. I think the slugging was insane when I looked at it. Yeah, 815 slugging. When you do put the first pitch in play, 50% of the time it's an extra base hit. You picking and choosing your spots versus the pitcher, or is that a self-confidence feel thing for you? Is it just I don't care who's pitching, I feel so great? Or you're oh, I think this guy's going to throw a fastball first pitch?
There's times where I'll kind of flip-flop on that, but I think I would say 90% of the time I'm going up there ready to hit the first pitch. And that's just kind of the hitter that I am. I like to be aggressive and I like to be ready to hit, because it kills me, when a fastball is right down the middle and I've kind of predetermined the take there. I know Trev can kind of attest to that. That's the worst. So for me, I'm ready to hit from pitch one, man. And there's certain times where I may not be, but those are few and far between, I would say. And so I try to treat every pitch and every at bat, that way to where, it's a yes, no mindset for me, as opposed to, being a little timid or trying to just see one.
We have Trev, Floofy.
No, I was gonna say that is the worst feeling. A predetermined take and you get a fastball right down the middle, one you could drive. That hurts. That hurts you in the soul as a hitter. So, that was something that you said you just always been that way. That is something that teams will tell you. If you're taking too many pitches, they'll come and say, hey, you're being too passive in these good counts. Like, you need to be more aggressive. I got that all the time. But I'm happy to hear you say that, but we got to stop asking these questions because pitchers are going to be listening to this and they're going to start flipping those curveballs up first pitch. All right. Let's let him keep doing what he's doing.
All right. Our bad. Well, here's a question that other opposing pitchers can listen. It comes from one of our patrons, people that support what we're doing here. And we give them an opportunity to ask questions. So we have like a Patreon question of the interview, and BVD is his name. And this is like a real good question that, might give away something, might not. The question is, do you have any strange inclination to give your children the first name Toy?
Nah, definitely not.
Just a no.
The hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
I said when I saw this, it's a great question because you got Coco Crisp, you got Milton Bradley. Like, if your son is named Toy Story, he's a big leaguer. Almost he can't do anything to not be a big leaguer or a singer or someone famous. So I think if you don't give it, it might just run in. Anyone try to give you that nickname? Like, you grew up in the Toy Story age.
Yeah, certainly not the first time I've heard the Toy Story joke. Never have anyone tried to dub that my nickname, but it's usually just some fan in a random city, saying something about Toy Story or Woody or Buzz. So that's where it usually comes from.
Instead, you got the nickname Joe.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
So the way I got this nickname was from Mark Reynolds. My rookie year, he was with us, and if you know Mark, he's he loves to ride the rookies, and nothing, no foul play or anything like that. But he's just he'd have me carry his stuff all the time, or go do little chores for him, and so he didn't really know my name, I guess, in spring training, and he called me Joe, and I wouldn't answer to it because obviously that's not my name. And
good call.
Yeah. So he didn't know my name, so he just called me Joe, and then obviously after one time that happens, it sticks. And Mark's calling me Joe, and then everyone else is calling me Joe after that. But once Mark left the team, I said, no one else can call me Joe. That's not it.
Do you have a rookie that does that stuff for you now? Do you treat rookies kind of how you were treated, or have you been more lenient towards them?
Definitely more lenient. I think I think you can kind of attest to that too. The game is kind of changing in that way. Mm-hmm. That is almost non-existent now, to where the rookie, I guess you call it hazing. They've cracked down on that pretty big time, and I think a lot of it has to do with the rookies or the young guys, man, are playing a huge role on these teams. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are superstars, and they're playing every day. So, Mark, to his credit, that on my debut, I think the first month or so, he wasn't bothering me at all. Because I was I was kind of playing well, and some of the other rookies I think were kind of upset that I wasn't being messed with, but Mark was like, just if you hit homers, then that stuff won't happen to you. But that's kind of the way that that rookie stuff's going.
You didn't get your cleats nail gunned to the floor?
No, nothing like that.
It's good.
I think it's a Canely story, right?
Yeah, I think that's an old.
Did not like it.
It's an old one in Rockies lore.
I never heard of that. Nailing their shoes to the floor. That's a little extreme.
I don't think it's public, but there's a guy who pitched for a long time that I guess that was his go-to. I think he got Canely with it. He got Billy Crystal when Billy Crystal was a spring training player for the Yankees.
There's definitely a lot of bad hazing stories. I'm actually happy that that's kind of getting out of the game, because like you said, Trev, like a lot of times now the young guys are coming up and playing a prominent role on the teams, and you want them to feel comfortable. Sure, like you have to teach them how to act and behave sometimes. You show them the ropes, but like the hazing, making them feel uncomfortable on purpose, I think it's detrimental to development. It impedes their ability to feel like themselves. And when you first come up, it's a different world. So you're just trying to navigate that, and you have some guy messing with you. It doesn't help at all. So I'm glad that's kind of getting out of there.
Yeah, me too. You just want them to be themselves, man. And they're worried about doing all these little things wrong or stepping on people's toes. It's hard to, do all that and then go out there and play a big league game.
I'm sure some of the rookies are probably like, well, Trev, I know what you did to me, so I'm being a little hypocritical. I wasn't too bad, but definitely some guys out there being like, what's he talking about?
Damn. I got one more from our Patreon, Jordan Boss. He said, what goes into picking your walk-up song? Because I am curious about that, and I'm sure you get that a lot. But also, Chuck Nasty kind of killed the game, man. I mean, when Your Love kicks in and the whole stadium goes, it's like, damn, you killed it, man. Like, there's been a couple times I was at Rocky games, and I'm like, I'm not going to sing it. And then by the time it kicks in, tonight, you have to. So what's your walk-up game like? What goes into that?
Yeah, man, I'm I love hip hop and Post Malone, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, those type of guys. That's just kind of what I grew up on, and so that's kind of what gets me going. I like to have upbeat, just something that the fans can kind of get into as well. So I'll mix it up each year, kind of whatever I'm feeling that off season or whatever's new. And yeah, man, Chuck's is legendary. I think. Man, he nailed that thing right on the head, and just right, the whole stadium is singing it, and obviously everyone wants that, from the fans. But Chuck is just, so legendary, especially in this town. The fans are so good to him, man, and they're good to everybody. But Chuck is certainly the darling of Denver, I would say, and he's killing it, man.
Yeah. I like that. The darling of Denver.
Chuck Nasty. That's good.
Those two things like kind of juxtaposed, like Chuck Nasty, the darling of Denver. But I love it. I had one more I thought of for both Trevors, because I just thought of this, and we could have literally asked any big league player. When a teammate gets traded in like iPhone team group message day and age, is there ever a real awkward, like you got to remove him from the chat, or like, Arenado gets traded and all of a sudden he's just like removes himself from the Rockies infield group message?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you later.
That definitely happened. Yep. Exactly.
That's a fun dynamic.
That's tough.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real.
That's like, really sets in. All right, man. We took up a lot of your time. Thank you very much for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Do you have a pinstripe suit? Do you ever like wearing pinstripes?
Wears them in Colorado.
Vertical. I mean, yeah.
He's already wearing them.
That is true.
So that's what I was saying.
Let him leave. Get out of here, Jake. Let him go. Enjoy your off day, man, and go catch a movie. Mortal Kombat, I watched. Pretty good.
I saw it too. Yeah, it's not bad.
You liked it?
It's not bad. I mean, it was entertaining, I thought so.
That's what I said too. Not going to win any Academy Awards, but it's entertaining.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Baseball. All right. There you go. Trevor Story. He says he's going to put the blinders on. I get it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. I don't even want to be part of the discussion. Just tell. I guess he doesn't have any no trade clause or anything. So if you have no say in the matter, I guess just tell me where you're sending me. I guess. But I do think it's going to be quite impossible for him to blind that out. I think it's going to get pretty loud, pretty fast. And even if there's not real rumors out there, there's going to be a million fake rumors.
Yeah.
So.
Man, go look at
Put down the social media, all that good stuff. He can do it. He can find a way.
Go look at the Baseball Reference, man. It's no joke, and that finish this year strong. And boy, is he gonna, he might be. He's gonna be financially sound.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't get jealous of a lot of people. I'm jealous.
Not bad,
Trevor
man.
Story.
Golly,
He's good. He plays shortstop his entire freaking life. That's how good he is.
Magical,
Coach-
some would say.
coaches begged me to play quarterback, and God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like starting quarterback as a sophomore on the Texas high school team.
Yeah,
He's
feel different, man.
audible to QB
Hey,
keeper,
and
got hurt. Man, tough.
When you started going into comparing him to Adrian Peterson, and we talked about this already, when GMs listen to this, are they just gonna be salivating even more?
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what else they're going to be salivating for? Magic Spoon cereal.
Yes.
Go to magicspoon.com/baseball. We talk about Magic Spoon a lot. I love Magic Spoon. I had some while I was dying because Katie left me and I was really sick.
Oh, it saved your life.
I was like, you know what I can eat right now? Magic Spoon cereal. And it was delicious. And I loved it. And I need to get myself some more because I want to try the new flavors. They might be out. It was limited time only. Checking. Not out. Go to magicspoon.com/baseball to grab a new limited edition of birthday cake or a custom bundle of cereal to try it today. And be sure to use our promo code baseball at checkout to save $5 off your order. The offer is now good anywhere in the U.S. or Canada, but only when you use our code at checkout. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. If you forget, it's healthy cereal. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. Only 140 calories a serving. Keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO-free. It's delicious. I love cereal. I'm a cereal-oholic. And remember to get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/baseball and use the code baseball to save $5. Big thank you to Trevor Story for coming on the show in the middle of the season, in the middle of an off day.
Yeah.
There's a player you'd think would kind of be like, nah, I'm good for a little bit. I would have guessed him. It's going to be a lot of noise, but really cool to have him on. I don't know if he said it on air or before, but he did say, I love the show. I listened to it, which maybe he's just buttering us up, or maybe it's real. Maybe he's tuned in from time to time.
During the good stuff.
I think mainly it's me. I think he likes, but whatever. We don't have to talk about that right
Trev, I mean, I know, you're doing this whole, I'm done. I wasn't great. But, when the GMs come through watching this episode to get Trevor's vibe, they're going to see you there with the stick in your hand and the batting gloves on. I don't know.
He got me pumped. I'm just saying, I'm being serious. I didn't plan on having this on, or these batting gloves or the bat, whatever. And then he stepped into the Zoom meeting and I got fired up. So whatever that means, he's got that personality. And you know the back of his baseball card. Like you said, if you don't, go check it out. The guy's a banger. And he got the juices flowing a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
I think seeing you behind the microphone with the bat and the gloves is going to motivate him to play harder and be like, whoa, I want to keep playing this game because it looks like Plouffe losing his mind.
Can't end up there.
It's not a great look, but it is my look.
This is bad.
Oh, my God.
I'm on.
What was that?
I don't know, but kind of fit.
Yeah.
It's a pop-up.
A little bit.
All right, we're out. We'll see you guys on Friday for the recap episode. Bye.
Get those hands through.
Jake sucks.
decent.
Keep them tight, Jake. Tight and through. Independent elbow. This is what you should be doing.